one day I was showering and she came over to me and took my loofah sponge and scrubbed my back for me. I was feeling a lot of emotions and none of them were good. None of them were good. I was like, is this happening? I'm like, do I put my hands on the wall? Like, I don't know what to do right now. So she finished scrubbing my back.
Yo.
Put the loofah in my hand and turned around.
Wait, she wanted you to scrub her?
With mine.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Passport to Perspectives. Come on in. Welcome back. So today we have a new guest with us. Her name is Jamie, this beautiful human being. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Jamie. I am actually from the United States, Pennsylvania, and I have lived in Korea since 2011.
Wow.
It's a long
It's
time.
been a long time.
It's a long time. I only came here for 1 year, as you do.
Yes, as we all do.
And then I fell in love with Korea. I re-signed after my very first year.
Nice.
And then I had a Korean boyfriend. And then I was like, well, I'm going to live here forever. And then I actually end up meeting someone and getting married. And that's just kind of like anchored my stay for the rest of the time. So
okay. Since then, like, how have you been enjoying Seoul?
Living as an expat, things kind of like ebb and flow, right? You have a group of friends and then all your friends move away. And then you're just kind of like, you know, trying to find your grounding again.
Yes.
And so I think for the most part for me, I actually work from home. Okay. So I didn't have that opportunity to like have coworkers anymore.
Yes.
You know, there was with COVID, there was kind of like a downtime where I wasn't really doing much.
Right.
But I ended up kind of meeting a good group of people. And so now just doing things like just kind of like going out again, doing like get-togethers like Christmas and, you know, things like that. So besides work, I mean, that's really it for my social.
Beautiful. Well, it's good to have a social here in Korea. I really think that can either make or break a person's experience in Korea. Sure. You know, like I've had a lot of friends who come here and unfortunately they're like, oh, I just don't have anyone. I don't have anyone to talk to. I don't have anyone to communicate with. And they leave almost immediately because, you know, sometimes it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, it just doesn't work for them.
Sometimes they're even outside of Seoul, which makes it even more difficult for them.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
You know, at the end of the day, I think community here is what either makes you stay or lets you head on out.
No, I absolutely agree. And like I said, I've just kind of fallen into like a nice group now, and I feel comfortable, you know, and it's just nice.
Korea is a wonderful place to be for expats, you know. So if you are looking for something new, something different, and you want to try Korea, there is a wonderful community out here just waiting for you.
I have to say that the expat community in Seoul, because that's the only one I can kind of like talk about, is very close. And you know, maybe you'll get on Facebook or Instagram and it's just like, I know that person. I know this person, you know, and I feel in just the community, there's like so many different like groups. You know what I mean? Like I actually have a Facebook group for pet owners in Korea.
Okay.
It's called Everything Paws in Korea.
Cute.
Cute. But, you know, it's just like you have this group, this community of people. You end up learning names. You see them in other groups, you know, and things like that. And I've actually made really good friends from my group.
Beautiful.
Just having that. And it's one of the things, like I have a friend that moved to Mexico.
Nice.
I have a friend everywhere. I mean, they always go somewhere. And they're like, the expat community is not like it is in Korea.
I see.
So that's one thing I do have to say about the community here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, good for us.
Yeah, it is good.
I love that for us. Today, we're going to just open up and get a little bit more information about Jamie and her cultural experiences here in Korea. We'll also talk a little bit about ADHD, fun backstory and play a game related to such. We will then finish off with some information about the career that Jamie is involved in. Let's get into some cultural experiences here in Korea. Let's get into it. All right. So there were some aspects about Korea that has been very endearing to you.
Yeah.
And can you give us a little bit more information on what that is?
You know, I remember it was probably my first year here, and I was close to my house. I out shopping, whatever, and it just, the sky opened up and it was like a torrential downpour. Oh. Right. And I'm standing there with like bags of groceries or whatever. And this little like hominy came up with her umbrella and insisted on like walking me all the way, like almost all the way to my house. And I was like, oh, can I? It's okay. Like I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. Right. And she was like, oh no, like grabbed me by my arm, walked me. And I was just like, how kind.
Right.
You know, like I think I even like went home and like cried a little bit. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, you know, you can meet people here who are very, very kind.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree with that. I've had some experiences with, you know, the older generation, because everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of the older generation. However, there are moments in life where they really put me in my place. They show me that there are many of them who are just nice and kind, and who just want to see everyone benefit and succeed in life. And I think that's so sweet for them to do, because they don't have to. They've lived this life. They don't have to be nice.
Yeah.
But when they are.
And more often than not, they aren't.
Okay. You know what? Period. But like the ones that are kind and nice, like it does warm my heart to the core, because they're the few, you know? So while there have been some endearing moments here in Korea, there's probably also been some shocks and some challenges for you. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
My first year here, I had a Korean co-teacher, and the other foreigners that I had worked with were going to the mud festival, Boryang Mud Festival, and it's in Daejeon. And then there's also Daejeon. And when I had asked her to help me get the train tickets, I had said Daejeon, but she heard Daejeon. Still don't know this. She books the train tickets for me. My friends go a day before. Like I couldn't, for whatever reason, go with them. So I was coming on my own. And I'm on the train. And my friends are like, okay, it's only 15 minutes taxi ride when you get to the station.
Good.
So I'm like, okay, great. Cool. So I get to the station. And I was like, it doesn't really seem like there's a coast around here, but
okay, whatever.
Yeah, maybe I can't see it. And so I get into a taxi and he gives me a chart of prices. And I was like, sure, take me to the Boryang Mud Festival. I don't need to see the chart of prices. Just take me. I'll pay you when I get out.
Oh, no.
So 15 minutes happens, and then 30. And my friends are calling me. They're like, where are you? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, it seems to be taking a while. And they're like, okay. And this is 2011.
Okay.
So I don't have an iPhone. We can't drop a pin.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, well, I don't really know where I am.
A difficult era in life.
I don't know how we survived, to be honest. My goodness. But so it was about 2 hours into the trip. And we went through a lot of like mountains, very mountainous region. We were headed to the Mud Festival from Daejeon, which is in like the middle of Korea. So I ended up calling a Korean friend because I tried to speak to him. I couldn't. Called a Korean friend. She spoke to him and he gave the phone back to her. And she was like, you're in Daejeon. Like now you're going to Daejeon. It's like 2 hours away. And the taxi ride was going to be something like 250,000 won.
Ouch.
That's why he gave me the chart.
Ouch.
That's why he gave me the chart, but which I quickly dismissed. But I was like, I don't need that. Just you've got a meter, run it.
Hilarious.
So she ended up getting him to only charge me like 2/3 of the price.
Oh, good.
I don't think he was happy about it, but I think she was like, oh, it was a misunderstanding. And then I was broke because it was my first year here in Korea. Yep. So I promptly got right back on a bus and went back to Seoul. I didn't even stay the weekend because I was just like,
yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah, like that. I dipped into my party fund. And
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's very tough. I haven't had that big of a situation happen to me before.
It's just a tiny mistake.
A little one. Yeah. But I definitely like, even with what happened with you today, has happened to me multiple times where I've tried to go home because since I live in Incheon and Seoul, the subway splits off into two different ways. It literally, they both come to the same place. Yeah. But one is just a longer avenue to get there. It's quite agitating. But the thing is the phone does not tell you that there's a split. You just have to know. Or you have to go on like the express lane, but that doesn't even go all the way into Seoul. It's quite inconvenient for such a convenient country now.
Yeah. There are little things like that just don't make sense. You think that there would be a little bit of a warning.
Something. Or just saying like, don't get on this train. It's for this way.
Exactly.
Not for that way.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. Great.
Yeah.
So, that's always been quite of an annoyance to me. But
I'm there.
Stay strong.
Just give yourself a good 2 to 3 hours leeway when you're traveling somewhere.
Girl, literally, I can, even if it's an hour to get to Seoul, nowadays, I've been here for almost 3 years, and it's only an hour to get to Seoul, or certain places I want to go to in Seoul. I still need to leave at least an hour and a half earlier than I intend because you never really know.
You might get a little turned around. So.
You never know.
Yeah.
So if you come here and get lost on the subways, like
you're not the only one.
You're not by yourself.
Not the only one. Yeah, for sure.
But yes, Naver and Kakao will help you download those, so at least you won't be fully lost.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely. Goodness. Have there been any like crazy funny stories that you've had here in Korea?
So I joined a pool. I did it was across from my house. It's a elementary school. They have a pool. They will like accept people to do like you can do free swim. They have swimming lessons and they had aqua aerobics. And I was like, aqua aerobics, all right. I was the youngest person there by at least 30 years.
Okay.
And I remember they kind of told me where to stand.
Okay.
Like I got in the pool and I was in someone else's standing position. So they moved me and told me where else to stand. And the water's like to here.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's not really going to help me with any water aerobics.
Right.
I need to go in the back. And then they were a little angry that I was in the back. Well, there was a ringleader of the Ajma Pool Club. And
I know this is going to be funny. As soon as you said ringleader and Ajma.
So one day I was showering. And she came over to me and took my loofah sponge and scrubbed my back for me. I was feeling a lot of emotions and none of them were good. None of them were good. I was like, is this happening? I'm like, do I put my hands on the wall? Like, I don't know what to do right now. So she finished scrubbing my back.
Yo.
Put the loofah in my hand and turned around.
Wait, she wanted you to scrub her?
With mine. So I'm like, I'm really uncomfortable right now. I'm naked.
You're doing it.
What can I do?
You say, I don't know.
I didn't know what to do. It was one of those situations where you just don't know what to do. So I'm like, I'm like scrubbing her back. So that was done, and I was just like, I don't even need to shower. I'm done now. I was like, I don't even know if I washed my hair. I don't even know what process I was in, what stage. I was like, okay, well, we're throwing this away now, and we're leaving. And I didn't want to come back, but I was doing it. I was losing weight, like great for exercise. I really enjoyed it. So I had gone back. I don't know. It could have been a week, 2 weeks, whatever. Then they were having like a little luncheon.
Okay.
And she made me come over and sit down next to her and eat, kimbap, it could have been anything. Right. I don't know. Fruit. And as we were leaving, She grabbed my hand and we walked down the street hand in hand, which is a very cultural thing. Women, like mothers and daughters, hold hands. I get that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me.
Right.
And I had to walk hand in hand for a good 7 minutes until I got to my street. And I was like, okay, bye. And I was, and I never went back to that was the end of my pool days.
I am genuinely shocked and don't really know what to say.
There's not much you can say. I just hope it doesn't happen to you.
Oh my God. Cultural differences. Respecting the differences.
Respecting the differences.
Okay. Yeah. So let's just segue into our next segment. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about ADHD. Good times, right? Self-diagnosed ADHDer.
Yes.
Everyone in my birth family has it.
Okay.
I say that because I'm adopted, just so you guys know. I do believe from the symptoms that ADHD says, I have a lot of those.
Yeah.
However, I am very good at masking.
Yes.
So I just kind of wanted to go into a little information for the people about, what ADHD is and how we all deal with it in the Korean society, living here as an expat.
Yeah.
ADHD is the attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by persistent patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity that interfere with functioning or development, right? So you can be at a very high level, right, of ADHD, and it's just extremely hard to function in life in general. The ADHD just kind of takes over your life. Or you could be at a very lower level and you can still function well. You can mask it, you can camouflage yourself, into society and still work well. So it just depends on where you are on the spectrum.
Yeah. Well, so what happened with me is, my entire life, I love to start things. People are like, what's your hobby? And I'm like, starting hobbies. That's my hobby, is starting hobbies. It's never following through to the end. It's always starting them. So I have a closet full of it's a hobby graveyard is what I call it, because it's here's macrame, here's painting, here's cross stitch, And I'm not going to lie. And I know a lot of people, who don't really believe in ADD because they're like, everyone has ADD, I was watching TikTok videos. I mean, honestly, and they're going through this and this. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, wait, that's me. Everything you're saying is me. And I've always kind of wondered why I did this, but I always thought it was my personality quirk. I even remember a friend saying to me a long time ago, they were like, Jamie, you're always so excited about something and you start it, but you don't ever finish it, And I remember, and she was just kind of well, it's well, we don't really believe.
That you're going to see it through.
That you're going to see it through. And they were like, because you always do this. And I just remember being like, oh, that's such a horrible quality of myself. It wasn't until later when I realized there's a reason for this. I like new things all the time. Whatever can give me a dopamine rush.
Absolutely.
I'm in for it. So watching TikTok, it's COVID. A couple other things were going on as well. And I was just like, you know what? Can I get tested here? And I found through one of the expat groups, somebody else had gotten tested. So I took a chance. I went, did the test. And two things stuck out. First, I do have ADHD, but I am on the cusp. And she said that the reason I'm on the cusp is because I mask. Masking is acting the way that you should be acting.
Exactly.
So I'm always acting in a way that I know I should be acting because that's how everyone else is acting. 20 years ago, I remember saying that inside my head was like MSNBC.
Okay.
I have 75 things going on at once.
Yes.
But I can control,
Absolutely.
I'm not walking into walls or anything over here. I know what's going on, but it's
I almost do sometimes.
I fall down a lot, so that actually could be it. No, but I was like, you have the main person in the middle, right?
Yep.
This is the thing you're focusing on. But you've got like breaking news down at the bottom with like weather. And then you got sports scores over here and you have stock quotes on the other side. That is what my brain is like always. And I remember talking to people and I'm like, don't you think about like 40 things at once? And they're like, what? Wait, what? I was like, yeah, no, don't you think of a lot of things at like one time? And they're like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. So I go take this test, find out, I do have ADHD. I'm on the cusp. I mask a lot. But the other thing she said is that I'm in constant fight or flight mode. Constant. And she was like, I don't really know how you live every day. And it's just like, I think I'm walking around with my head constantly on a swivel.
Oh, wow.
I wish that we had the research that we have now.
Yes.
20 years ago. Because I think I would be in a very different place in my life if I had the knowledge of it, the medicine maybe. Like I really feel like I would be in a different place. It's been nice to have a diagnosis.
Yes.
But it is also still a little bit of a struggle.
I understand completely.
One of the things that I tend to do is like I don't have the hyperactivity where I'm like go 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 go.
Yes.
Oh, maybe I do. But I hyper focus.
Absolutely.
And like I said, when I start a project, Yes. I buy everything I need for the project. Every little thing that I need.
All or nothing.
No, it is. My life is all or nothing. And that's how it's always been. Yes. I remember my dad saying to me, like, can you pick a middle ground? Why are you, it's all or nothing with you. And I'm like, that's how I am, Dad. But, so I actually got diagnosed, got on Concerta, which is the only ADHD medicine approved in Korea. Okay. There might be one more, but it kind of worked for me. But I started a business last year. I started a pet portrait business. Okay. Because I was able to concentrate on that main speaker in the middle of the TV. Gotcha. It was just, I was able to focus on one thought. But I hyper focused on it still, and it kind of like took over my life for 6 months. Yeah. And then I don't do it anymore. Yeah. So it's affected me, but I guess I can't say it's ever really affected me negatively so much.
My sister used to tell me this all the time because I am honestly the same way. Yeah. I have started so many projects and then stopped them. But I have started them and completed it to a certain extent. Sure. I got into this podcasting.
And you're still doing it.
Right. So that's the thing. I've fallen in love with it. But my hope and my prayer is that even if I leave Korea, I am
continue
still doing
it.
this.
You can bring it with you.
So this is something that I can do anywhere in the world as long as people can speak English to me.
Yeah.
When I tell you, your girl bought the equipment. New. Like, let's be honest. When you start something, you don't want to start off as a beginner. You want to start off as professional as you possibly can. So if you can afford it, I'm starting off. I even learned editing skills. And I was just like, friends, tell me, does this look slightly professional? Tell me, because I need to fix it. If it doesn't, I can't post it.
I took golf lessons 15 years ago, and they were just golf lessons. I had no idea how to golf. Don't you know? I had to have the outfit, the shoes, the gloves, the visor, and a complete set of my own golf clubs. And
I get it.
At the time, the person I was with was like, I don't really think we're just trying it. We might not even like it. But I'm like, I can't do it if I don't fit the part. I have to do it. Yes. And that was the same thing. I actually tried to start my own YouTube channel. We only got 2 videos in. You know why? Because editing is hard.
So
hard. And I did not want to put out something that was subpar. It needed to look
I get it.
professional. Now, many YouTube channels out there start out
subpar.
Well, I mean, but it's not even, it's not even their fault. Like they just did it. Like Gary Vee is always like, just do it.
Perfect advice.
And
But
I can't just do it. I have
can't
to
do that.
So I think I bought like a computer stand, and like I like bought a backdrop because like our apartment's super tiny. And you know, we were like, well, why are you buying all this stuff? Like, what are you doing? Like buying logos. You know what I mean? Like
I made everything from scratch. And I think I was able to do this properly because I had started the business in America already.
True.
I had already
so you
did a business.
Yeah.
Right. So starting this did not seem as daunting as it would have if I had, just started here in Korea. But I did things step by step the way I knew how to do them. Logo was first. Concept, logo. Like I was so serious about this podcast that I even wrote out a business plan. Yes. Because I do want this to grow. I do want this to flourish. I love this. And I think what is keeping me here is that I get to talk to people. I get to hear people's stories. I get to meet new people. It's new. It's never a mundane. It's never the same. It's always new. If it was just me and making videos on my own and trying to come up with things on my own, I could see myself getting burned out quite easily. But this...
yeah, it's good.
This is right up my alley.
Maybe I'm going to start one. No.
I think you should. I definitely think you should. I'm here for all of the creators, here in Korea.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to push people and let people know that we're here to, create and do something beautiful. So it's a passion of mine. So I think that's why I've stayed.
Well, you're very good at it.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah. No, 100%.
Thank you.
That's not just lip service. No,
girl, because I love lip service. So let's be honest. Okay, so we are going to play a game.
Okay, let's do it.
So this is a game in regards to ADHD, right? That's the topic. That's where we're at. We're going to play a game.
All right.
So what I'm going to do, I will tell you a word.
Okay.
Right, that deals with ADHD. And you're just going to tell me the first thing that comes to mind, and we'll give a little story as to behind why.
I can't wait. Let's go.
Let's
go.
First word, hyperactivity.
Hyperactivity. I would do remote work, and we have Zoom calls once a week. And the thing I noticed is I'm always like this in my chair. And I never realized that I do this, but I can't sit still. So everyone else is just sitting there, and I'm like, and then I see myself and I'm like, please stop.
Okay, next one. Focus.
Can't.
Get that.
Can't focus. I can't focus. I have a really hard time sitting down. It's all or nothing, just like you said. I have a really hard time sitting down doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because if I'm not hyper focused on it, there's no focus on it. And I'll be like, my desk needs cleaned. I actually can't even start this project until this desk is cleaned. So I'll take an hour and a half and rearrange the entire desk.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to like start the project.
Yes. For me, body doubling. So I just started actually streaming on YouTube, doing body doubling streams. And so the first one lasted for 2 hours. The second one lasted for an hour. But I'm trying to help myself and other people focus. What body doubling is essentially you need to have somebody else in the room to help you focus and do what you're supposed to do. Because by myself, it's quite difficult to stay focused. Like my mind skips into different focuses. Like I'll be focused on this one thing, and then I think about, oh, I forgot I need to do this. And then I run over there and focus on that one thing. So my focus shifts from place to place, and it's never technically in one place for long periods of time. Yeah. So what I do in body doubling, I do 25 minutes of focus on one thing. Okay. Because it's a short focus. I could put all of my time in 25 minutes. That's fine. It's doable. Yeah. Right? And then I take a movement break, give myself time to recuperate, and then go back in and focus again. Next one, impulsivity. Impulsive.
Bad choices.
Facts. Facts.
Some people like to think before they make decisions. I am not one of those people. You know how I decided to come to Korea? In about 3 minutes when someone told me about it.
Seriously.
You can teach in Korea. Sounds great. What's the email address to the recruiter?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. No, there's no thought process going on here. I'm so impulsive.
Yeah.
And this is one thing, like shopping.
Oh my gosh.
I will come home with bags of regret. It's bags of regret. And I didn't want any of it, but I just somehow got it all, I
have literally forced myself, when I go shopping, to prevent myself from doing that. I have forced myself to Maria Kondo myself every single time.
Like, in the store?
Yes,
in
the
nice.
store.
Okay.
Like, if you don't love it, you have to put it back. Yeah. Even if you think it's a little cute or just like maybe, if you're in a maybe position, I cannot get it. If you love it, then I have to get it. But if it's even, maybe this would be cute, but nope, put it back. And that has helped save me so many times because yes. But, however, online shopping, I can't do that.
Ooh, I have a trick for you.
Okay.
Put it all in your cart.
Yes.
And then walk
come
away.
Back later.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so I do that. Sometimes it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work all the time. I just said here's an idea.
It's just an idea.
I mean, it doesn't work all the time. I would say maybe 50% of the time.
Yeah, but it does help. Yeah. I've definitely done that.
Yeah,
and yes, it has helped me before. Masking.
Pretending.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The expression fake it until you make it.
Yes. So real for us.
I feel like that's just kind of like what I do, whatever situation it is, like whether I just don't feel like I even belong there or, I don't have enough to contribute or just following along, it's just like you just kind of have to fake, you just have to play the part.
I get that wholeheartedly. And I never really thought about this until just now. But masking for me, I do everything. I'm good at almost everything, but a master at absolutely nothing.
Do you know what that's called?
What?
Multi-potentialite. The definition is where you have all of these different things that you're really good at.
Right.
It's called, multi-potentialite.
That's crazy. Yeah. But I mean, it's gotten me into some amazing places, like literally camouflage. Like I can blend in anywhere that I go. I can talk to anyone and be social with everyone. So it's a good thing, but also, it can be
stressful.
Right.
It's just.
It would be nice to be great at one thing as opposed to being good at everything. But I'm okay with being good at many things.
Yeah.
One thing I love about neurospicy people is that we understand each other.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to explain myself to you. And I adore that so much. Yeah. So thank you.
Well, you are welcome and thank you.
You're welcome.
And they do say that people that have ADD or, ADHD do tend to gravitate towards towards each other.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very funny because a lot of the close friends that I have are all like, I have, maybe diagnosed, undiagnosed, whatever. They all have something sort of, So
my friend pointed it out. She was like, when you talk, you don't look me in the eyes. Like, I can look at people in the eyes like I'm doing to you right now, but sometimes I have to look up here so I can grab a word, or over here, or like I have to find things in the air, whether it's pictures, words, moments. Like I can't physically always look at you in the eye all the time while talking to you because I'm grabbing things.
Epiphany. I just realized that's what I'm doing when I am not looking at someone and I'm talking.
Yeah, you're grabbing what you need. Last one, creativity.
Spontaneous.
Yes.
Yes. I do things that I don't even know that I can do.
Yes.
Right? So the creativity will come and I'll see something new and then I try it and then I realize like, oh wow, like I can do this. Like this is really good. So I'm a very creative person. I'm a very visual person.
Yes.
And I don't know. Those two things go hand in hand. I don't know if that even makes sense. But
it absolutely does.
Yeah.
Like I feel the same exact way. For me, it's excitement, because I get to create something that comes from me.
Yes.
And I put it out into the world. And it's like I have left a part of me out in the world for people to use over and over again. That's what was with my jewelry, why I was so excited about it.
Yeah.
Because literally there's a piece of me right now in South Africa. There's a piece of me right now in America. There's a piece of me in Korea. There's a piece of me online. Like, I get to leave pieces of my creativity out in the world for the rest of, I mean, honestly, past my life.
Yeah. No, that's true. I never thought about it that way, but you're right.
Love it. Creativity, honestly, can take you into some beautiful places and can like allow you, even ADHD in general, it can allow us to have some great opportunities in life because we're never afraid to say no. We're always ready to make a move that is going to benefit us, that could, you know, give us a little dopamine hit. We move through life freely and we get great opportunities. And I heard that you are currently in this amazing opportunity that you said yes to.
Oh, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about this beautiful career that you're in?
So I randomly, during COVID, I moved my teaching from offline to online because I had a lot of parents canceling.
Yes.
And I was like, no, we don't need to cancel. Let's just bring the lessons online. So I ended up bringing them all online. And as a teacher, you look for resources online. And I found this company called Bamboozle. That's 2 A's. It's gamification.
Good.
Educational gamification.
Yes.
So it makes them learning like they don't even realize they're learning.
Yes.
So I ended up reaching out. I had been in contact with the owner because he was, you know, looking for like ambassadors or like moderators and stuff like that. And, you know, he's always looking for like user input. And I remember I'd kind of spoken to him a little bit, and he actually had taught in Korea for a short time. And I just jokingly one day said, well, you know, I could always slide my resume, you know, and he's like, let's put a pin in that. I ended up getting a job with them as a content curator.
Nice.
And that's involved into a couple other positions.
Yes.
But I love this company so much and I believe in it. And there's a part of me that wishes I was back in the classroom to use this.
Oh, wow.
And we're always making games like a new, like a game mode, like a different way to play. Like we have bowling and basketball and snakes and ladders.
Wow.
We're putting together a new thing that's coming out in December. So it's always new and exciting. We're always working on these brand new projects and it never gets stale.
That's awesome.
And I wish that, like, I want to literally go and scream it from the rooftops because we're a very small company and a lot of people don't know about us.
Right.
But I'm like, this will elevate your teaching.
It'll change the game.
Absolutely. So it's my passion project. You know, it's not my company, but I'm very proud to be a part of it.
And that's amazing because when you love where you work, it doesn't feel like you're working, right?
No, it never feels like work.
I love that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, even with music just gets stuck in our head.
Yes.
Because of how we felt when we were listening to it. And you learn that way. Like, I've learned lyrics to songs that I don't even like.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You just, because it just, if that's the way that you learn, that's just the way that you learn. And I think kids truly do learn by playing games.
Yeah.
Like my kids have the most fun in my class when we play random games and online games that I create or whatever the case may have you. And I did look at the Bamboozle site.
Yeah.
I believe like you can edit the games, no, to fit your class style.
Yeah, absolutely. You can create your own or you can you can take someone else's, copy it. You can edit that to fit what you need.
Beautiful.
So it's really amazing what you can do. There are some excellent games out there that have been created. But I mean, if you have a specific purpose, create your own. They don't take long. And we actually have an import feature that you can use. So create a game in ChatGPT, create a game.
Yes.
Import it in there. Bam, you're done.
Wow.
You know, add images or if you want them, if not. But there's many different game modes that you can take that game and play. So it's like, it's not just like you only have a Jeopardy style.
Yes.
It's not that. You can implement it this way or this way or this way, this way.
Like I tried to set up Jeopardy one time. I was distressed.
Was it a PowerPoint Jeopardy or something?
It was so much work and like so confusing. And I just could not do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is this so difficult? I was even watching videos to like try to help me and it was just too difficult. So I gave up.
Yep.
And so it would be nice to have like that as, you know, a teaching tool.
Yeah, it's a time saver, and it's a like, I have 5 minutes left in class. Oh my gosh, like what are we gonna do?
Yes.
Pull it up, take a look at one of the games that are newly featured.
Beautiful.
Put it in, play it. You can set a timer for 5 minutes, so it'll stop exactly in 5 minutes. Wow. Whoever's leading is the winner. I do teach a couple young students. Primarily, I teach executives in the morning.
Okay.
But I have a couple young students at night now. They beg
to play games.
Yeah,
oh,
beg. You know, so I'm like, all right, 45 minutes of like studying.
Yes.
And then we're going to take the material that we just studied, and I'll already had plugged it in, and then it's a review, but they think they're playing a game.
Because honestly, the best thing to do for a lot of people is just to do. Like, it's one thing to sit there, read, memorize.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to like actively do something, to actively speak, actively write, actively do things.
Exactly.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. And so is there a subscription or pay to this program?
Yeah, there is. We have a monthly subscription and we have a yearly subscription. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you started out and you just realize maybe it's not going to fit, or your school or, your head teacher doesn't want tech in the classroom, it's totally fine. We'll go ahead and refund the money to you.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, it's an amazing tool. And when I think about being back in the classroom when I was teaching, I could not have even imagined it would have been amazing.
Wow.
To like have, you can set up teams, they can play individually. It's a great thing. I love working for the company.
Wow.
And like I said, we're always working on something new, so it doesn't get dull and stagnant.
I love that. And so do you think is it more or less for teachers to buy it themselves, or do you think that the school should
we do actually have team subscriptions where a school will purchase the subscription at a discount.
Wow. Nice.
And then supply each subscription to the teacher like individually.
I think that's where a lot of teachers may struggle, is that sometimes the school expects us to pay for things ourselves. So like Canva, I pay for it myself.
Yep.
And I would love for the school to pay for it, but it's just outside of their budget.
And once in a while we do have coupons. I'll be completely honest with you. I would love if people have questions, they can reach out to me directly. Yes. And we'll just see kind of like what we can do. We have regional pricing.
Okay.
So if anyone is not in Korea or the United States, somewhere else in the world, we may have a different price point for you.
Beautiful. Oh, so this can go anywhere in the world.
Oh, it's global. Yeah, we're a global company. We're based out of Canada.
Beautiful.
But it's a global company. I mean, we have teacher subscriptions all over the world.
I love that.
Yeah.
You guys, check out Bamboozled.
Are you going to put a link in the comments?
Of course I will. I'll put it even here at the bottom of the screen. I got you.
But seriously, send me an email if you want to know more. I'm happy to, talk to anybody that has questions.
Well, then while we're here, could you just give your email? Could you give the links and everything?
Absolutely. So it's Bamboozle, BAAMBOOZLE.com. You can reach me at jamie@bamboozle.com, JAMIE. And I actually work customer service as well.
Nice.
So I am glued to the computer probably 18 hours out of the day.
Fun.
I will respond quickly to any questions or anything that you want to know.
Good. You have a way to reach out. So if you are a teacher and you are interested, or even if you just want to help your children with homework, play some games that will allow them to learn better, please check out the site. I do not think you will be disappointed, honestly.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, well, we have come to the end of our episode. We've talked about so much here.
So much.
We've talked about Jamie's experience in Korea, a little bit about ADHD and how that affects us, as people. Yes. And we've talked about Bamboozled, which is an awesome site that I think you guys should check out soon. Thank you for sharing your story and giving all this fun information.
This was fun. I hope we can do it again.
We definitely can.
Yeah.
Because I'm always here for a sequel.
All right. Well, me too.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Please subscribe to the channel. I would love to see you guys grow in numbers, and have a great day or night wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.